we've got emails here, and I wanted to read two of these because this appears to be the subject most people want to talk about so far today. This first one said, if WWE wanted Mickie James to lose weight, how come they didn't put her on the Buddy Rose blow-away diet? And then, of course, this person here, what exactly makes Mickie James pig-like? If this results in her being as skinny as Michelle McCool, I'm going to be pissed off. Obviously, everybody's talking about the angle on SmackDown where Mickie James had a match with Layla, beat her, and then Layla said, hey, you should look at the big screen. And on the big screen was basically it was Michelle McCool in Daisy Dukes with a goofy farm background and a pig with Mickie James' face on it. And she sang Michelle McCool had a farm and talked about what a pig Mickie was, a fat pig. And Mickie ended up crying in the ring and walking to the back. And quite a debate on our board over what this was all about and what it means, and what were your thoughts on the whole deal?
I thought it was just kind of WWE being WWE, and this is just one of the things that they do. I mean, what's getting forgotten about in all of this is how good Layla looked, but I guess that really doesn't matter. But, this is what WWE does. And this is, it's a little Jim Ross, and I mean, when it happens to somebody, and it usually does, people are fans of, and they get very upset about it, but this is really no surprise, and not exactly, I mean, Vicky Guerrero, for God's sake. These things are not out of character or out of habit for what WWE usually does.
I am interested to see the Team Mickie James versus Team Michelle McCool match, just to see what they do, because as much as people want to talk about how, it was just a wrestling angle, it wasn't anything to send a message to Mickie or anything like that, which, by the way, is absurd, because it was exactly that, and I could talk about this for a long time, but all I'll say is it actually was worse on TV than it was reading it, if that's even possible. And, if Mickie ends up the final survivor with Layla and Michelle, and she beats them both tonight to be the sole survivor, then maybe it won't be quite as appalling, but I actually expect Mickie to be eliminated probably early, or, I don't know. I expect her to lose this match probably in humiliating fashion. I just have this feeling. Could be wrong, but we'll see. It's Mickie, Melina, Eve, Gail, and Kelly against Michelle, Alicia, Beth, Jillian, and Layla. And we'll see what happens. But it's one of 3 of the traditional Survivor Series elimination matches that, I guess, dot the undercard of this pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's very sad what they consider to be obese. But
let me talk more about this, actually. Now my dander's up. Of all the people, by the way, to sing Michelle McCool has a farm at Mickie James, it's Michelle McCool who, 2 years ago, was hospitalized for what was believed to be an eating disorder. She was not eating enough food. If you recall that she was just ungodly skinny, sickly skinny, and now here she is on TV, and obviously she was booked to do this and that sort of thing, but nobody can step up and say, hey, let's do something else. Or Stephanie McMahon, for example, is the person in charge of creative. Of all the people to understand women's problems with their weight, you think Stephanie McMahon would have some type of sympathy for Mickie James, who, by the way, as you noted, if that's fat, if that is considered fat by WWE, then they've got far bigger problems than I had figured going into this thing. But yeah, it was appalling. Mickie James, for those people that say, she was just acting, this sort of thing. Have you ever seen Mickie James act? Now, granted, when you compare her to some of these girls in WWE, like Melina, for example, yeah, she's pretty damn good. But when you compare her to an actual actor, she's not. And in fact, all you got to do is go back to the show the week prior when they cut up all of her clothes and she was supposed to cry. Just watch her crying a week ago as compared to watching her crying this week. And if you can't see a major difference between the two, then I don't know what to tell you. Not to mention the fact that she already had the look on her face that she was about to lose it before the video even started playing, because she knew it was coming. And also, as soon as the video started playing, she was already crying. And it wasn't like the thing ended and then she acted like she was crying. This very much bothered her. And it's like the dirt worst of WWE. Just the dirt worst. And really, I wouldn't even have hated it so much if not for the fact that when Mickie came down to the ring, if you watch the show, when she came down to the ring before the match, there's these moms and their little girls, and their little girls with replicas of Mickie James hats, and they're all cheering, and they're going, yay, here comes Mickie. And then they have to watch that unfold before their eyes. They're little girls now turning and asking their moms, is Mickie James fat? And now we're going to have, I don't know, the entire thing just appalled me. All of these Mickie James fans, many of which are young and impressionable, having to watch this BS on the big screen that served absolutely no purpose. It sold zero buys for the pay-per-view. It's not going to add in probably any extra heat for the match on Sunday. And even if it does, who cares? It's not selling an additional ticket. And it just paints the company in this wretched light, which you wonder why Linda McMahon resigned from the company to distance herself as much as possible from WWE. It's things like this. And I hope things like this actually end up on YouTube and our political opponents bring it up as an example of what WWE actually promotes.
It goes in well with her education platform that she has there. Bark like a dog, Trish. Lita's a slut. You're fat, Mickie. I guess you can't be too surprised at all. One of the other matches,